The most difficult thing in eFootball 25 is defending. But what if I told you that the best and most meta formation in eFootball right now uses only 3 defenders? It sounds crazy, right?
Are you serious right now, bro?
But this is the truth. The best formation is a 3-man defense formation. This 3-3-1-3 formation is the best in defending, attacking, and even playmaking. So in this video, I'm gonna be giving a detailed analysis on this formation, how to use it, and the most required players for this system to improve your gameplay overall. Now, for this formation to work effectively, you need to make sure you choose the right playstyle. The reason we start with the team playstyle is because it is the foundation of everything you want to have. The most common playstyles in eFootball today are quick counter and long ball counter. For this specific formation, long ball counter is very useful because in defense, long ball counter is the best playstyle because the defense is very solid and is not very high up the pitch, which is very crucial because we are only using 3 defenders. Now, in attack, long ball counter is also very good because the players make a lot of forward runs and this gives you a lot of passing options. Now, with the playstyle chosen, let's move on to the formation, the structure you need in order to destroy every opponent. Say hello to this 3-3-1-3 formation. Now, this formation guarantees you goals, a secure defense, and a strong midfield. After choosing the playstyle, for this system to work effectively, you need to choose the right players. The right players determine how this system will work. Player selection is very crucial. Now, looking at this system, it's a 3-3-1-3 formation. Now, a 3 defense formation requires very pacey defenders to cover a lot of ground. So, for this reason, personally, I don't like using destroyers. You can use them if you want, but I normally use build-ups as my center back. So I use build-up Costa Curta, who is very fast. Upamecano through the middle is also very fast. And then lastly, I use either Baresi or Kunde. They are also very fast. For choosing your midfield, you need to make sure you look at these 4 criteria: speed, defending, physicality, and a smell for goal. Whenever you want to choose a midfielder for this system, make sure they tick each box in these 4 criteria. For the midfield, since it's a diamond midfield, at the base of the midfield, you should use an anchor man as your defensive midfielder. The next 2 midfielders next to him, it should be an orchestrator and the other should be box to box. For the attacking midfielder, I use a creative playmaker, hold it, and sometimes, depending on the opponent, I use whole player. Now for the attack, the wingers should be very fast. eFootball 25 now has become a game where speed is the most crucial stat for every player. For every player must have the highest speed in the game. Now for the wingers, you should make sure they are very fast. Their speed should not be less than 90. They should have amazing dribbling and can score goals or contribute in assists. Your striker should also be fast. It doesn't matter if your striker is really fast. 90 speed where a striker is very good. Generally, he should be a box presence. My first opponent uses a 4-2-1-3, but if you look closely, he is using a weak midfield. First of all, he is using Salah as an attacking midfielder and De Bruyne. We know both of them are terrible in defending. With my diamond midfield, I will easily bully his midfielders. For this match, I decided to start with Diketelere, who is an amazing player of the week, whole player, over Hulit, mainly because my opponent's midfield is very wide, it has a lot of space, and Diketelere is a whole player who can easily exploit those spaces. From the first minute, you can see how great this formation is. So, my opponent wanted to use kick-off blitz against me, but because my defenders are very strong and fast, he couldn't do it. I win the ball back here and try to counter, but I easily give the ball away back to him. Now look at this. Look at this very carefully. This is why you need your midfielders to have good defensive stats. Jude Bellingham immediately blocks and wins the ball back. Now, if this was any other midfielder with poor defending stats, the ball would just slip through him. Look, I'm not saying that your midfielders should have crazy defending stats like a defender. No, they should at least have decent defending and skills like blocker and interception, which will help them to cut out passes in the midfield. Look at this Bellingham card, for example. I trained him specifically because I wanted him to be an amazing box-to-box player. He should be amazing going forward. He should be amazing in defense. He has decent defending stats. He doesn't have astronomically great defending stats, but it's okay for a midfielder. Here, I wanted to pass the ball to Olise, but my opponent intercepts. But what my opponent does not realize is I have crazy good midfielders that easily win the ball back. I then outplay him here and spotted the run made by Jude Bellingham. Wait a minute, I'm gonna pause it here. Remember the 4 criteria I told you for choosing midfielders? Speed, defending, physicality, and a smell for goals? Well, you can now clearly see it here, can't you? Bellingham beats his defenders with a burst of speed, then was able to shield the ball with his physicality and curl it beautifully into the far post. The beauty of this formation is the kind of combinations, passing combinations you have. Because of this diamond midfield, you have a lot of passing options. You can make a lot of triangles with your players. Because of this fluke pass from Messi, I was able to score my second goal with this amazing stunning shot from the Catalara. Again, the midfielder scored for me. The key to this formation is speed, pressing, and having a lot of passing options. This formation automatically grants you a lot of passing options in your players because the structure is so amazing. My opponent finally got his first shot in the game after this silly mistake. He at least scored a consolation goal. It's safe to say my opponent had a tough game. The next opponent I played used a more solid midfield. Hence, I used Hullet, a creative playmaker, because he helps me link up play and create more overloads in the midfield. Again, you see the value of having midfielders that can defend. Hullet here tackles the opponent and this gives me a chance to counter-attack. Since then, my opponent made the game tougher as I had no options to attack. His midfield was very strong and he was very good defensively. My opponent had this chance and almost scored, but then lost the ball and I had this counter-attack. After a bit of luck, I got my second goal. Yet again, the formation helped me grab a win by dominating the opponent. Even though this formation is really great, it still has some weaknesses. Because it only uses 3 defenders, you can be outplayed on the wings sometimes. Or when the opponent is good at counters, they can target those wings and hurt you from there. Anyways, this has been the video guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you like it, subscribe and see you.